we are bringing you a third mock draft, and this week we are going to be looking at ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr.'s 2-round mock draft and see who he has the Jets selected.
All right, let's go.
We're rolling right into it. At pick number 4, Mel Kiper has the Jets selecting defensive end Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon. What do you like with that pick?
Well, I feel like we've been waiting for this pick, not only because of the player, more specifically because of the position. You know that Robert Saleh always wants to add some juice off the edge. And as far as Kayvon Thibodeau goes, as a player, he became the 4th unanimous All-American in Oregon history, 7 sacks and 12 tackles for loss in 2021. He's the highest-ranked recruit in school history. Dane Brugler compared it to Jadeveon Clowney, who went number 1 overall in 2014. But it feels like the big question with Kayvon Thibodeau has nothing to do with him as a player, more about his personality. A very unique player, very unique guy. So what are evaluators going to think about this guy? Because the production does speak for itself.
It does, and also Dane Brugler's comparison to Clowney, I love that. That's a huge compliment. All right, let's get to number 10. Mel Kiper has the Jets selecting wide receiver Drake London out of USC, who we spoke about last week.
Yeah, nothing really to report here, but there's one note that I want to add. Drake London recently had his pro day. He did all the position drills, so indications are that he's back or close to full health. So whatever team would draft him should be a full go, especially by the time training camp rolls around.
And we saw those videos coming out of Drake London's pro day. He looks completely healthy. But here's where I think things get interesting. At pick 35, Mel Kiper has the Jets trading. He has them trading their pick at 35 and a day 3 pick to the Bengals to move back into the first round at pick number 31. And with that 31st pick, he has the Jets taking center Tyler Linderbaum out of Iowa. What do you like with that pick?
Well, first of all, I love a good draft night trade. Last year, Joe Douglas moved up 9 spots to take Elijah Vera Tucker. In this scenario, he traded up 4 to take the top center prospect in Tyler Linderbaum. Interesting case, though, because Linderbaum is scheme specific. He does fit what the Jets want to do. He started the last 3 seasons for Iowa at center after playing defensive tackle. But the one thing I do want to note here, the Jets love what they have in Connor McGovern. So adding Linderbaum, adding some youth, some depth, you got to love this if you're a Jets fan.
All right, and finally for the last pick of the 2-round mock draft. At pick 38, Mel Kiper has the Jets selecting running back Breece Hall out of Iowa State. What do you like about that pick?
Well, first of all, I just want to say having Breece Hall and Bryce Hall on the same team, a lot of fun. I need that in my life, but this is an interesting pick here because the Jets are very happy with Michael Carter and what he brings to the table, but you also know that the team has a by-committee approach, and I'm not sure that they go this early with the running back, but you can't argue with the selection because Hall has a nose for the end zone. Scored in 24 straight games, setting an FBS record. The production speaks for itself. Consensus All-American and Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, back-to-back years, 3,044 rushing yards, 41 touchdowns in that span too. You take a look at the career numbers, might be a lot of miles on this car, but look at the numbers here, 50 rushing touchdowns, and also Breece Hall's got the speed, he's got the quickness, he'd add a lot to that backfield for the Jets.
24 straight games. I love that stat. There's nothing bad about it. All right, well, that wraps up ESPN Mel Kiper Jr.'s 2-round mock draft. We got Kayvon Thibodeau going out in number 4, then Drake London at 10, a trade to get Tyler Linderbaum, and then wrap things up with Breece Hall.